Celebrate with me and recognize what God is doing to redeem and restore the world. Small groups from a church in Argentina helped their community through a work and witness project called Love with Your Hands. They distributed groceries and clothing and gathered the town together for meals and friend-making activities. When the explosion happened in Beirut, Lebanon, Nazarenes went to work to help in the crisis. In Haiti, Nazarenes provided food and tarps for 1,000 families. Now, this is a delicious way to help. In Guatemala, the Between Friends Donut Ministry is teaching women valuable life skills to help them become financially secure while they foster friendships. Do you think that churches are just sitting on their hands? No, this church in Mexico baptized 80 people. A new district center in Costa Rica was dedicated. Even during the COVID pandemic, they made a point to safely include everyone in the celebration. Iglesia de Nazarene started in 2020 with great expectations. However, even in the middle of a pandemic, God's plans were much bigger. The church more than doubled its normal output of baskets of love, helping people in their community. Nazarenes in Honduras are responding right now to the massive migratory caravans of immigrating people with love and compassion. God is helping his churches get creative. This church created a board game which encourages healthy family recreation. It shares the gospel and lets people in the area know about the church reopening. After back-to-back hurricanes, the Church of the Nazarene in Central America responded by organizing hot meals, giving out food staples, clothing donations, and sending out a mobile medical center. During the same hurricanes, this Guatemala church was demolished. Her members got together and rebuilt the sanctuary in only 32 days. In the British Isles, Nazarenes repair and donate bikes to healthcare workers. How is this for a fun and safe activity during the pandemic? Brazilian missionaries Lucas Swisher used his love of outreach and passion for video games to create friendships, deepen connections, and tell others about Jesus. Taylor and Laura Myatt started a podcast, and the response has been incredible. In just the first 2 episodes, 200 people were able to connect and learn about their ministry at the Nazarene Hospital in Kujuk, Papua New Guinea. The podcast works well because they tell stories of their experiences at the hospital and how to stay as healthy as possible during the pandemic. The Church of the Nazarene celebrated 75 years of service to Cuba. That's right, 75 years of uninterrupted services in Cuba. Thousands of Nazarenes working their way to make the world a better place. Because of the COVID pandemic, the General Assembly of the Church of the Nazarene, which is a worldwide event and usually happens every 4 years, has to be postponed until June of 2023. But that does not mean that we are doing nothing. We are still showing God's love and God's good news locally and in 165 areas of the world. We just commissioned 24 brand new missionaries, bringing our total of missionaries to 737. What happens when Nazarenes get together to do the work of the Lord? Great and wonderful things. A group of Nazarene music ministers got together to make this virtual choir. Why did I share this with you today? Because each one of these things was impacted in some way by your giving to Nazarene Missions. When you give money to Faith Promise or World Evangelism Fund, you are giving to Nazarene Missions, and your gift helps support projects like the ones you've seen in my little movie. Your mission offerings also pay for missionaries' salaries and their health insurance.